storylines are swirling here, Nick. I mean, new look United, especially in attack, talk of change of culture from Amorim, etc. Against the beefed up Arsenal, I think it's fair to say, with Gyökeres up top, a lot more depth. They're going for it this season, of course, as they always are, but it seems like they're more serious about it. What are your serious thoughts about this game? Because this is a fun one to have in the opening weekend of the new season.
It is. It's in thinking about this game, it's struck me quite a bit like last season's very early Chelsea versus Man City, where you had a feeling that Chelsea was going to be much improved, but man, for their project, it stinks to open the year in this situation. And at home to an Arsenal team that I think is as geared up, as geared in, as focused, as dangerous as possible. One of the things that we're seeing out of all the top 6 teams, and this is why I think Arsenal are a true title favorite, is it's the return of the striker. It's the return of the player being too deep at that position.
Did he just say that Arsenal are title favorite? Do you all hear that? How many of you believe that Arsenal is a title favorite this season? Because from what I'm looking at, I don't agree with him. But I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. But looking at other teams, the likes of Man City, Liverpool, and Manchester United, and being bold to make a statement about Arsenal being the favorite, I don't think so. I mean, I'm tipping Manchester United and Liverpool to go for it again. And of course, you already know Manchester City is going to be there and then come June next year. Let's continue.
Able to play 2 strikers at once, being able to go against the run of play if needed, and Arsenal having Havertz coming off the bench. Whoever Spurs decide to have coming off the bench, Man City having Marmoush and Haaland, United signing Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko. This go down the top 6, and there are genuine threats to play 2 up top. And I will be so interested in how the Arsenal attack looks once they settle into what they want to be.
And Andy, I think the thing around United is that they finally settled into what we know they can be under Ruben Amorim and the summer. A lot of talk, as I said, about the culture changing. He had that period for most of the last season. It wasn't going great, but obviously learned an awful lot about the players he could trust on, the players he can't trust on, and moved on a lot of those already. Where are you at with Manchester United? Because when I think about them, I think back to last season. I looked at some of the stats and was quite surprised about how defensively it wasn't terrible. If you actually look at some of the numbers of goals they conceded, etc. But it was that final bit of creativity, controlling games. But in theory, adding these attacking players and then asking maybe Bruno to play a bit deeper should help them control games a lot more and be more ruthless potentially in the final third. And again, it's hard to go big on United, especially in this game, considering how many false dawns we've seen from them over the years. But do you think they sort of got enough here for top 6? And I guess Nick's right. When we saw Chelsea early last season, even though they lost to City early on, you were like, they're going to be up there.
Yeah, they're going to be better.
Let me quickly jump in and respond to what he said about my darling team, Manchester United, and our new coach, Ruben Amorim. We witnessed something last season when Ruben Amorim found it extremely difficult to field the same 11 on 3 or 2 consecutive games. It's always been rotating, playing with this player, playing with another player, and pretty much trying to muddy the waters, test the players that he has in his hands. There's always this say about him not having a preseason, coming and mid-season and trying to blend the players that he met and all of that. We also in preseason that it looks like Ruben Amorim is still trying to test his players. Because I saw him play Amad Diallo on the left wing, right wing back, which Amad Diallo against Fiorentina was, I think, Moise Kean ran that dude to shreds. So the point he's making, saying that Amorim has been able to test the players and pretty much knowing the players that he's going to be playing with in the new season? I don't think so. But I think as an established coach in European football, he should be able to be like, okay, I'm going to trust you. Go in there, perform today, perform tomorrow. If I should reference what Rashford said in his interview a few days ago, he's talking about giving the managers a chance. I think I stand on giving managers a chance to prove themselves. So let's watch out and see what he does. But it's not looking like he has had his first 11 settled. The way the preseason pan out, the summer series, preseason players, matches, and of course the most recent one that they had with Fiorentina. It doesn't look like that he has got them clicking, though there are some flashes of brilliance. And another thing worthy of note is where will Mason Mount be playing? I mean, you can't. It's going to be a lot of players, and he's going to be faced with good headache. I mean, every coach wants to have that good headache. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have two good players, too many good players, and you happen to think of which one is going to be on the starting 11, which one is going to give you the result you wanted. I mean, we can go from there, but I doubt if he already has his first 11 settled. Let's continue.
15th this year, I think.
Okay.
Bold.
Yeah, I think they will be more ruthless. I don't know about the controlling games part, though. They're going to score a ton of goals on the counterattack, and they might be the most fun team to watch in the league this season. They might have to win 5 or 6 games 4-3 this year, because I still don't know that they're going to be able to defend, and that's half of the game. And I mean, which center backs do you trust that are at the club right now? We don't know about Lenny Yarrow. Harry Maguire is still there. Matthias de Ligt has, been fine, solid. He's played with a ton of different guys there along the back line, and so maybe it's a little harsh to judge him at this point. But I would say to this point of his United career, a slight disappointment. Aiden Heaven is 19 years old. So like, they're going to struggle defensively. They're going to give up a lot of goals if they're going to play Patrick Dorgu and Amad Diallo as the two wide guys in that 3-4-2-1. They're not going to get a lot of defending out wide, and so that's going to put more pressure on those center backs who, we just discussed, not very good. But the forwards are going to be incredible. The way that Mbumo and Cunha at their previous stops were incredible counterattacking players, not just on their own, but in combination with others. Those two getting together, I think, could be some magical stuff this season for Manchester United on the counterattack. I think it's going to be very specific to the counterattack, and Šeško is going to fit into that as a big target man. He can run, he's mobile, he can stretch the defense a little bit, open up more space for them. So yeah, I'm more positive about Manchester United in the sense that I think they have an identity this season, and they have not had that since Sir Alex Ferguson left.
Want to glow?
I think I'm going to react to some of the things he said. I mean, rightly, like I said before, that he rightly pointed out that it's not going to be a good time if he has to continue with Amad Diallo playing as a wing back. But he said something about Lenny Yoro. From what I've seen in preseason, I think Lenny Yoro is ready for the Premier League. He's ready to get out there and put in the work. I can't really say that about Eden Heaven, who I think lacks in pace, even if he's a very technically gifted defender. But he lacks in space. And also, Harry Maguire hasn't been bad. I don't know how people often look at Harry Maguire and think that he hasn't done well. I mean, he has his challenges the previous 2 seasons, but dude is coming back to the Harry Maguire that we used to know. And he offers a lot. He offensively in our corners, free kicks. Harry Maguire is the only player, if not, and Casemiro, that we can trust to get their heads on the ball and steer it towards the goal. So the only thing I think Ruben Amorim has to do is to have a consistent back four or back three, so to speak. If we have a consistent back three, whether we choose to have Delete or Maguire, Mazraoui, and Lenny Yoro, or we choose to have a left-footed centre back, the likes of Eden Heaven, which I really doubt, or maybe Luke Shaw. If he happens to let these players go 2-3 games unchanged, I think we're going to have a different outcome. I don't necessarily think that United is that woeful in defense, but let's see how the season pans out. Let's continue.
For your phone? With Verizon, everyone gets a free phone on any plan. And now I have Google Gemini.
Here's another beauty tip.
Shh, let's keep this between us. Get in on this.
Left the club, and we have cried out, who are you? What are you trying to be? Pick something, stick with it, and we'll see how long Amorim gets, I guess. But it does seem like they have picked a lane, and they're going to drive in it for a bit of time, and I think that should be a really positive development for Manchester United fans.
And it reminds me a little bit of how Arsenal were when Arteta came in, Nick, because it was a bit of a mess for a while, but then there is a clear path. There is a clear idea around recruitment, around, the way they're going to play. And that to me is, it's one thing trying to do that. It's one thing actually doing it is a completely different thing. But how do you feel about where Arteta and the project's at with Arsenal? Because they've got that striker in Gyökeres. They've got Madueke, Norgard, so many other sort of good additions, and Zubamendi as well, who I know you like a lot. And it feels like they're deep enough to go that extra step and either win the Premier League or win the Champions League. They could have won it both competitions in the last couple of years, but it feels like that extra depth now. They're more covered, and they have a proper number 9 who can finish off the chances, like you mentioned. So how do you feel about them this season?
It's loaded. It's really loaded in multiple ways. Even the word loaded is loaded, because I think this team is loaded with talent. Arteta, to me, is at the heart of it. How is he going to react? Because last season, Arsenal failed him and the team by not getting a center forward in January. I think, arguably, with all due respect to Liverpool, it cost us a real title race. And now going into this season with everyone else beefed up, was that a chance squandered? Was that a chance taken by Liverpool and one dropped by Arsenal? Because I think they are loaded. I'm picking them to win the league. But we saw him have his last season Klopp moment. Remember Klopp's last season at Liverpool? He kind of started losing in his press conferences a little bit, talking about stuff that didn't really – that was a lot of Arteta last year. Couldn't deal with the bad luck. Couldn't deal with the weird red cards. Hated when anyone questioned him. And I like to think that the summer reset him. I like to think that getting the pieces he needed reset him. They may well start with 7 or 8 wins out of 8. But when they wobble, how he reacts, they got rid of the me first guys. And when you do that, you get to a point where the last guy left is me, him. And he is, I don't know, I think he's the only thing that can really get in their way this year. I don't necessarily think he will, but we'll find out if he can be an elite manager this season.
They got kind of tougher start to the season, Andy. So yeah, it will be really interesting. Andy, when I talk about this game in particular, where Arsenal are the favourites, I think it's fair to say, even though United have caused them problems over the last few seasons. But is it just out wide? You mentioned it earlier with Ahmad and Dorgu playing as wing-backs, and you've got Saka, Martinelli, Madueke on the other flank. Seems a little bit daunting, I think, for Manchester United in that particular area of the pitch to stop Arsenal getting at them, and the way Odegaard and Rice will be linking up with those wingers on those sides. I mean, that's where United are going to have to lock down this part of the pitch, right, to have any success.
Yeah, out wide, in the middle. I think Arsenal are going to be able to move the ball and probably create chances just about how they want to. I think United will be happy to sit back and try and make it a little bit more difficult and like I said, go at the counter. But, I mean, you look at just the on-ball ability, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, the way that they should be able to just, whether it's Casemiro or Ugarte or Bruno in there playing deeper, should just be able to pass around the midfield, really, and work the ball to wherever they want. That to me, I think probably central mid.
Let me just jump in there again. I don't really think Arsenal is the favorite, like y'all are making it to be. We don't have to look back on Manchester United performance since the past seasons, since the so-called transition is going on. But looking at the players we've got now, I know they haven't played together for a time to say that they already formed that cohesiveness. But saying that Arsenal is the favorite at Old Trafford, where I'm pretty sure that Ruben Amorim is not going to sit behind and watch Arsenal dictate the game, because we have players who are ball carriers. We have players like Bruno Fernandes, Matias Cunha, and of course Mbemo, who are very good at the ball, with the ball. I mean to say, so saying that Arsenal are favorites. Maybe it could be based off of the previous result and games that they've played with Manchester United, but at Old Trafford, with the project and the boost and the confidence that is a little bit returning to the Old Trafford, I doubt if Manchester United is going to be the underdogs in that game. Once again, this is Pitch and Powers. We're trying to preview the Premier League game on Sunday between Manchester United and Arsenal. I mean, if you have any dissenting things to say about what this gentleman has said about this preview, feel free to jump in and let us know what you think about that. Thank you for watching.